Belt attack forces emergency landing. Flight to Los Angeles diverted after drunken passenger attacks travelers with waist belt and yells racial slurs. A routine cross-country trip turned chaotic when a belligerent passenger on a Los Angeles-bound flight began yelling racial slurs, attacking fellow travelers and striking people with a waist belt, forcing the plane to make an emergency landing in Colorado. Okay, now it's time to dig into this one. Let's break it down on the AI podcast.
Imagine this. You're settled in your seat, maybe reading a book, 30,000 feet up, just a totally normal flight. And then bam, chaos. No. Just erupts out of nowhere. A routine trip suddenly feels like something out of a movie, all because of one passenger. That's pretty much exactly what happened on a Breeze Airways flight recently. And, well, that's what we're diving into today. Our mission here is to really unpack the specifics of this pretty shocking mid-flight emergency, figure out what actually went down, and then maybe zoom out a bit and see what this one dramatic event tells us about a bigger and frankly kind of worrying trend in flying these days.
Yeah, and to get into those specifics, we're looking at excerpts from a really detailed account called Turbulence and Terror, the Belt Attack Flight Diversion. It gives us a very focused view, almost like a minute by minute, of this single incident. Lets us really get a handle on it.
That close-up view is so important, isn't it? Because, without understanding this specific event, this really chaotic moment, it's hard to feel the real weight of that bigger trend we're talking about. So for you listening, we're going to walk you through the key moments, the surprising details from this whole thing. Think of it as a shortcut to getting up to speed on a situation that was highly unusual, but unfortunately, maybe becoming less unusual. Let's jump in. Okay, let's break this down. Picture the scene. It's just a regular Wednesday afternoon. Breeze Airways flight MX704, flying from Norfolk, Virginia, heading out to Los Angeles. Standard stuff, right? Just like thousands of other flights that day. But wow, it's just wild how fast things can flip, how quickly that calm, controlled cabin environment can just shatter into, well, chaos.
It really is. And the spark, according to what the Grand Junction police said afterwards, was a male passenger, reportedly intoxicated. And his aggression, it wasn't just like shouting into the void. It escalated fast. Started with him yelling racist insults at the airline staff. I mean, right there, you already have a huge problem in a confined space like that when it goes from verbal to potentially physical so quickly.
That's exactly it. The crew's right in the thick of it immediately. And it definitely did get physical. The first really big escalation, he apparently brandished a skateboard. Now, the crew, you got to give them credit, they tried really hard to get things under control. They actually tried to restrain him, not just once, but twice. But both times he managed to break free. You can just imagine the feeling on that plane, right? Going from maybe annoyed to actually scared as things just unravel.
And this is where it gets, well, really bizarre and disturbing. After he broke free those times, the reports say he took a waist belt, we'll get to what that might mean, and started using it like a weapon, actually striking out at anyone trying to subdue him. That's a huge leap, right? Beyond just struggling. That's active assault.
Yeah, and the air traffic control audio really paints a picture of how urgent and, frankly, how unbelievable the situation was. According to the audio that Sunky News Now got hold of, there was this possibility that the belt might have actually been part of the restraints they tried to use on him initially. He broke the restraint itself apart. You can hear in the exchange. Approach said that the passenger is free and he's using what they're trying to restrain him with as a weapon. Just chilling.
Yeah.
And then the controller on the ground asks, almost double-checking in disbelief, hitting people with his own waist belt, right?
And the crew's response back.
Just stark. Belt, yes, sir?
Yeah.
That back and forth, the tone, it just tells you everything about the shock and the urgency.
It really does. And as things were just completely spiraling, you then see this incredible bravery from other people. Other passengers saw how bad it was getting, the danger, and they jumped in. Actually helped the crew physically hold the man down. That collective effort, strangers pulling together under that kind of stress, it was absolutely vital until they could get the plane diverted. It's important to remember that, too. Amid the chaos, there's also cooperation.
So, the immediate end to this nightmare. The plane had to divert. Made an emergency landing over Grand Junction Regional Airport in Colorado. As soon as they were on the ground, police boarded, took the guy into custody. Someone even caught it on video, him being let off in handcuffs.
And the aftermath. Well, fortunately, the Grand Junction police said no serious injuries, which, given someone was swinging a belt around, is lucky. But Breeze Airways did confirm that a flight attendant and also one passenger needed to be checked out for minor injuries. So people still got hurt, even if not severely.
Right. And Breeze Airways, they put out a statement, standard stuff about focusing on taking care of their crew and the passengers who were, as they put it, unfairly inconvenienced, getting them safely to L.A. They arranged a replacement flight from Grand Junction to get everyone on their way eventually.
And this whole thing isn't just over with the arrest. The Grand Junction police confirmed they're handing the case over to the FBI. That means a full federal investigation is underway, which is key. Because these things happen across state lines, often involve federal aviation regulations, they automatically kick up to the FBI. That usually means much more serious potential charges and a really thorough investigation compared to just, like, a local disturbance call. It shows how seriously this stuff is taken.
Yeah, that FBI involvement really underlines the severity. So this one incident, Flight MX704, it's a crazy story on its own. Just shocking. But this is where we need to connect the dots, because it links to something much bigger, something that really affects all of us who fly. The FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, they've been pretty explicit about this. Incidents like the belt attack, they're not just freak occurrences anymore. They see them as part of a really concerning, upward trend.
Exactly. And if you look at the numbers the FAA puts out, it really drives home the scale of this problem. It's stark. Since January of this year, 2025, there have already been over 1,000 reports of unruly passengers. 1,000. And remember, 2021, that was the all-time peak. Almost 6,000 incidents. 5,973 to be exact.
Wow, 6,000.
Yeah. It's not just a little blip. It shows a really sharp, frankly, alarming rise in violent and disruptive behavior on planes over the last few years. It's interesting, air travel used to feel so structured, almost formal now. It seems increasingly plagued by this lack of basic decorum sometimes. Some folks argue it reflects wider stress in society. Others think maybe the closed environment of the plane just makes bad behavior worse.
Well, what's the bottom line for you listening to this next time you're buckling up at 30,000 feet? Well, it means the chances of running into some kind of disruption, unfortunately, seem to be higher than they used to be. It kind of turns what should be a predictable trip into something where you might need to be a bit more aware, maybe. It's not just numbers on a page. It feels like it's chipping away at the sense of comfort and safety we expect up there. So yeah, what we've sort of dissected today, this really unbelievable story of a passenger attacking people with a belt on flight MX704, it's a clear, pretty harsh reminder, a reminder of this growing problem of unruly passengers. It's turning ordinary travel into something, well, sometimes extraordinary and genuinely scary.
It really is. And given how often this seems to be happening now, and sometimes how severe it gets, it leaves us with a big question, a question for you to think about. What needs to change fundamentally? Is it about passenger behavior? Is it about how airlines respond or enforce rules? What shifts do you think are actually needed to make sure everyone feels safe and, reasonably calm when they fly?
Okay, one more question for you. Should intoxicated passengers be banned from boarding flights entirely, even if they show mild signs of drunkenness? Don't forget to comment it. Thanks.